Roll VTR, 60 seconds live.
Stand by. Loading 1, 2, and effects 2. No, we're live at 60.
Out to the right. Rudy flush. Throws it down.
Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Uses it back to wide.
30 seconds live.
Across the field to Dyson. He's got something. He's got something. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. End zone. Touchdown. Tyson. There are no flags on the field. There's a long drive.
In 3, 2.
What's your name, boy?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scoop Podcast Show. I'm your host, Sean Harris.
Hello.
For those of you who do not know me, now you know. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and also blogspot.com and all your other social media sites that's out there. To follow the show, you just go to facebook.com/The Scoop Talk Show. There you will find pictures, articles, videos, and everything else that you're looking for and much, much more. I would like to give a shout out and thank those of you that are listening to the podcast show at this moment. In the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Algeria, China, USA, India, Egypt, Libya, Haiti, Spain, Vietnam, Brazil, Ukraine, Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, South Africa, Russia, Canada, Romania, Italy, Turkey, Germany, France, the Philippines, South Korea, Chile, Thailand, Australia, Indonesia, Portugal, Japan, North Korea, Venezuela, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Taiwan, Pakistan, Poland, Switzerland, Colombia, Bangladesh, the United Arab Emirates, Austria, Israel, and the Czech Republic. Really appreciate it. Continue sending your love, support, liking the show, following the show's Facebook page, following the show's Twitter page, keeping up with everything going on with the Scoop Talk Show as well as the Scoop Podcast Show. Thank you so much. That's right, roll call, where you are selected by the Scoop Podcast Show, and I handpick to announce you over the air. Today's fan of the day is, drum roll please, Samir Singh out of New Delhi, India. You are the fan pick of the day for Roll Call. Keep listening to the show, bro. Keep supporting the show. Keep liking the show. Keep following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the other social media sites that we have available. Once again, the fan of the day is Samir Singh out of New Delhi, India. In this podcast show this evening, we're going to be talking about Major League Baseball. Cleveland, Toronto. Toronto come from behind winning to keep their series alive. LA and Chicago. That is going down to the wire. LA winning their game as well last night. We're going to talk a little bit about NCAA football. Western Michigan, where they stand in the rankings after their over the weekend win. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about some breaking news with the Derrick Rose rape allegation situation. We're going to get off a little bit about that, as well as we're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and this big controversy about Romo starting after the bye week. And we're going to talk about the fantasy leaders and where your player that you select ends up giving you those fantasy points. All that, much, much more right here on the Scoop Podcast Show. So let's jump right on to it, shall we? Starting out with Major League Baseball. Yeah, Toronto won last night. They beat Cleveland. Cleveland lead this series going in 3-0. Toronto's back was up against the wall, and they was able to finally pull it out. The scoring didn't open up until the third when Donaldson homered to left to open up the bottom of the third, giving them a 1-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Carrera singles to center. Tulowitzki scored, making it 2-0 Toronto. Cleveland get one back in the 5th. As Perez doubles to center, Coco Chris scored, making it a 2-1 ball game in favor of Toronto. Toronto gets 2 more runs in the 7th. Edwin Encarnacion singles to center. Gowen scored. Batista scored, making it a 4-1 ball game at this point. Toronto added another insurance run in the bottom of the 8th. Pollard hit a sacrifice fly to center. Carrera scored, and your final is 5-1 Cleveland. The winner was Aaron Sanchez. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Corey Grubler for Cleveland. He suffered the loss, going 5 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but he had 7 strikeouts. This was a very important win for Toronto. They needed this win in the worst of way, and it worked. They got the hits when they needed to get them. The pitching was phenomenal, with Aaron Sanchez giving up good 6 quality innings, and that's what I'm talking about, that your starters have to go at least to the 6th or 7th inning to give you good quality starts, and he did just that, securing the 5-1 victory. Now Cleveland leads the best of this series 3-1. Toronto and Cleveland is resuming tonight as we know it, and we're going to look back at the scores and see where they at, if it's going to be a final or not. And in last night's contest, we're going to go over to the Dodgers and Cubs. LA now has took a 2-1 series lead in this. Chicago and LA split the first 2 in Chicago. Now they're in Los Angeles, and LA has now taken the lead in this best of 7. The scoring opened up the same way like in Toronto, Cleveland in the game. Bottom of the 3rd, Seager singles to left, Toll scores, giving the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 4th, Grandal homered to center on a full count, and Reddick scored, giving the Dodgers a 3-0 lead at this point. Bottom of the 6th, Turner homered to center on his first pitch he saw, giving them a 4-0 lead, and then the Dodgers added 2 more runs. Peterson doubled to left, Puig scored, and Peterson scored. And your final score was 6-0 LA. LA did everything that they needed to do, the pitching, the hitting. This game last night was all Los Angeles. The Cubs and Joe Madden must get the things going that he needs to get the team going. The guys are being hitless at this point. You know, you looking at key guys in the lineup that should be producing. They're not doing it. Your leadoff man, Dexter Fowler, he cannot get on base. You got Zobrist, powerful at bat. He's not doing anything. Rizzo, bat is quiet. Baez, bat is quiet. Anderson Russell, Jason Hayward, bats are quiet. Contreras, Arrieta, can hit. Bat is quiet. When you look up and down this lineup, they didn't win 103 games for nothing. These guys was hitting all season long. But for some odd reason, their bats are being quiet in this NLDS series against the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw looks phenomenal on the mound. Hill did the same thing. Looks phenomenal on the mound. And you can't afford to lose this series, because this is the Chicago Cubs' golden opportunity of trying to get back to the World Series that they've been trying to do a few years ago with that debacle that happened that we talked about in the last podcast show. And if these guys' bats ain't working, it's just not going to happen for them. Rich Hill gets the win. He goes 6 solid, strong innings. He gave up 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Where Jake Arrieta, he suffered the loss. He goes 5 innings, give up 6 hits. 4 of them was earned runs, no walks, and 5 Ks. The Dodgers will be playing the Cubs at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be looking out for that game. And the 2 that are taking the hill at this game right here will be John Lackey will be representing the Cubs, and Julio Arias will be representing LA on the bump as well. So we'll see what John Lackey can do, because this is why they got him over there from Boston, to see what he can do for the Cubs, so that the Cubs can get back into this series to tie the series up 2-2. Now moving on to NCAA football. Western. That's right, Western Michigan University has won. And now the AP polls that came out on Monday, they went from ranked 24th to 20th in the country. They convincingly won against Akron. And I had to admit, Western is playing outstanding football. I'm telling you, people, for those of you listening to me across the United States, particularly in Michigan, you guys need to get more involved.
You damn right!
We're going to talk a little bit about Western along the way. But over Saturday's contest, beginning with Friday, Louisville, number 7 ranked in the country, they beat Duke 24-14. NC State lost to Clemson in overtime, 24-17. That was a tight one. 19th ranked Oklahoma, they beat Kansas State 38-17. Number 20 ranked West Virginia, they handled Texas Tech 48-17. Wake Forest loses to number 14 ranked Florida State 17-6. Number 10 Nebraska, they barely won against Indiana 27-20. Number 16 ranked Florida, we're going to see where they fall in the AP polls. They lose to North Carolina 20-13. Bama's still up on top as the number 1 rank, and I'm quite sure, with their 49-10 win over 9th ranked Tennessee. We're going to see where Tennessee falls at. 11th ranked Baylor, they beat Kansas 49-7. Number 17 ranked Virginia Tech loses to Syracuse 31-17. 18th ranked Florida manhandled Missouri 40-14. Number 21 ranked Utah barely won against Oregon State 19-14. Another upset alert. Number 22 ranked Arkansas beat number 12 ranked Ole Miss 34-30. We're going to see where both of those two teams fall into AP polls. Houston is on the roll right now. Number 13 ranked Houston, they beat Tulsa 38-31. Number 2 ranked Ohio State continue their winning ways throughout this so far NCAA football season. They win over number 8 Wisconsin 30-23. We're going to see where Wisconsin is at, because Wisconsin is going up and down, up and down.
What's going on around here?
We're going to find out where they're ranked at. And Boise State, number ranked 15th in the country, they beat Colorado State 28-23. Now getting back to Western Michigan and Akron. Western was on the road. They faced the Akron Zips. And I watched that game on television, and wow. 7-0. First in the MAC West. They're undefeated in conference play as well. 3 of those 7 wins are against MAC Conference West opponents. 2 of them are against Big Ten opponents. What can you say about Western? I mean, they're doing their thing. They're breaking records, folks. They're breaking records. They're doing their thing this season. First downs. Killed Akron 31-17. They was great on third down efficiencies. They was 14 out of 18 out of that. They racked up 585 total yards of offense versus 283 of Akron. picked them off twice. This team is on the roll on both sides of the football.
All right.
I can't say anything bad about Western at this point. They're doing phenomenal right now. Here's what PJ Fleck had to say in the second half when Western was up 27-0.
Well, we haven't played that well for the last part of that second half, or first half, second quarter. We didn't play very well. We turned the ball over there. We had plenty of opportunities to make three more touchdowns, and we're not able to do it. We're keeping the defense on the field too long. Really, in my opinion, the way they're playing their tail ends off. We've got to be able to sustain more drives like we did in the first quarter.
That was PJ Fleck talking about what needs to be done going into the second half. Now, I didn't think at all that Western was going to keep the pedal to the metal in this contest. I thought that they was already had Akron in their hands, in their will to do whatever they wanted to do. But they kept going. And Javarion Franklin, what can you say about this kid? He had 33 rushes for 281 yards, and he scored a touchdown. And here's the call that became known for Franklin in the record books for Western Michigan University.
Franklin to the 21-yard line, and with that spot, he has tied the single-game program record. The best day in Western Michigan history on the ground belongs to Jarvian Franklin.
That's right. Franklin has now become Western Michigan's Broncos' all-time leading rusher. Now, does that solidify him as a Heisman candidate? Maybe. I'm quite sure it will. He's being talked about quite a bit. But you also have his teammate, Corey Davis, who's also being talked about as a Heisman candidate as well. He had 8 receptions, leading all receivers for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not going to take nothing away from Thompson with his 5 receptions for 80 yards. And Franklin also had a reception for 18 yards. So, Western is on the roll, people. Those of you that's listening to me here in the United States, particularly Southwest Michigan and abroad in other countries, this team is doing their thing.
Oh, it's real. It's damn real.
Now here's your AP poll, top 25, going into the contest coming up for this weekend. Alabama, they stay with their victory at number 1. Ohio State stays at number 2 with their win. Michigan, who is now 6-0 with their victory, they moved up 1 spot finally from number 4 to number 3. Clemson, they dipped down 1 spot from number 3 to number 4. Washington, they're staying at number 5. Texas A&M is at 6. Louisville, with their win, they stay at 7. Nebraska moves up 2 spots from 10 to 8. Baylor, with their win, they go up 2 spots, 11 and 9. Wisconsin, like I said, they up and down, up and down. With their loss, they drop 2 spots from 8 to 10th. Houston, with their victory, they go up 2 spots from 13 to 11. West Virginia, wow, what a big jump for them. With their win, they go from 20 to 12. Florida State, they move up 1 from 14 to 13. Boise State, with their win, they move up 1 spot, 15 to 14. Florida, they jump up 3 spots from 18 to 15. Oklahoma, they move up 3 spots, 19 to 16. Arkansas goes up 5 spots from 22 to 17. Tennessee, with their loss, like I said, they have fallen 9 spots from 9 to 18. Utah, they move up 2 spots from 22 to 19. Western Michigan, they go up 4 spots with their 41-0 victory from 24 to 20. Yes, they're 20th in the country right now at this point. Auburn, they go up 2 spots from 23 to 21. North Carolina, they wasn't even ranked. They had number 22 with their win. Mississippi, they fall 11 spots from 12 to 23. Navy, they move up 1 from 25 to 24. LSU was not even ranked. They finally get in. Congratulations, LSU Tigers. They're number 25. Other receiving votes, Colorado gets 110, Miami 69, Oklahoma State 47, Washington State 39, Virginia Tech 38, Florida, South Florida 31, Stanford 15, Iowa 7, Arizona 6, Southern Cal. Come on, you got to do a lot of work, baby. They get 5 votes. NC State, with their loss, they get 4. San Diego State, one of my alma maters, they get 3 votes. Pittsburgh get 2, Troy gets 1, and TCU, Tennessee Chattanooga University, get 1 vote. And that is your AP Top 25 score for the NCAA football. Heading into this weekend's contest, BYU travels to 14th ranked Boise State. Number 10 ranked Wisconsin, like I said, they fallen from 8 to 10. They play Iowa in Iowa. NC State travels to number 7 ranked Louisville. Number 22 ranked North Carolina. They goes to Virginia. TCU, they play 12 ranked West Virginia. Western Michigan at home, they got Eastern Michigan. That should be a good contest. Eastern Michigan is no slouch right now at this point. They're playing good, phenomenal football. We'll see how that contest turn out. Number 6 ranked Texas A&M. They played number 1 ranked Alabama, so they get an opportunity to try to dethrone number 1 ranked Alabama like all the others have failed. Purdue goes to number 8 ranked Nebraska. Memphis travel to number 24 ranked Navy. Illinois, oh my goodness, Big Ten matchup. They're going to have their hands full with Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines.
Snap now.
I don't think that they're going to come out of this convincingly. I think Michigan going to blow them out. Number 19 ranked Utah travels to UCLA. That should be a victory for Utah if UCLA doesn't play well. Number 17 ranked Arkansas travels to number 21 ranked Auburn. That should be a nice contest right there. Oregon State, they travel to number 5 ranked Washington. 11 ranked Houston go to Southern Methodist University, SMU. That should be a nice little contest right there. 16 ranked Oklahoma, they play Texas Tech. Number 2 ranked Ohio, will they be dethroned to give Michigan another boost to get up there to the top? They play Penn State in Penn State. And to finally close it out, 9 p.m. game, number 23 ranked Ole Miss travels to number 25, newly ranked 25, LSU Tigers. That should be a good contest right there. And that is your NCAA schedule for Thursday and Saturday. This segment of the Scoop Podcast Show is brought to you by, in conjunction with, and in association with, KSC Entertainment LLC. KSC Entertainment LLC. Chase your dreams. Don't let your dreams chase you. Hey everyone, this is Sean Harris, host of the Scoop Podcast Show. Be sure to catch the Scoop Podcast Show every week. You can also go to the show's Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/The Scoop Talk Show. There you'll see archives of pictures, videos, and blogs from the Scoop Talk Show. You can also find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and all your other social media outlets. That's the Scoop Podcast Show each and every week.
Hey, what's up, all you lovely people? Please subscribe and follow me on all social media. Your support is very much appreciated. Thank you.
For those of you that are just joining us here at the Scoop Podcast Show, thank you for tuning in. We have some breaking news and some developments out of the NBA with the Derrick Rose rape allegations, along with his 2 friends. Well, it's all over. Derrick Rose has been cleared of the civil trial, not a criminal trial. This is a civil trial. It's been lingering on for a few weeks in regards to his ex-girlfriend claiming that him and 2 other men that was friends of his had allegedly, got her drunk and raped her. But that was not to be the case because jurors did not see or believe her story. And now Derrick Rose has been cleared along with his 2 friends of allegedly raping this girl. And that's why I use that word allegedly loosely, because we don't know what the situation is to be about that. Apparently, there's been text messages that was not sequestered to be sent to Derrick Rose's attorneys, like all the other texts in regards to this case. She left them out. And on the texts, from what I can understand, she was admitting to her friends about how much money Derrick Rose have, and that she was still upset over the fact that he dumped her. And this was her way to get back at him, is by making up this story, saying that him and 2 of his friends had got her drunk and raped her. Now, I cannot fathom for the life of me why would this girl want to do something like this, but these things happen. And when that type of situation goes on like that, you got a high prolific athlete in Derrick Rose who has a lot of money. Things don't go right in the relationship, and this is people's way of getting back at one another, and that's kind of crazy. But the jury had reached a verdict on all of this on Wednesday in federal court. Now, neither side denied that they had sex with her. But the issue was whether she consented or was intoxicated to do so. Well, according to those texts that was not sent, that should have been sent, we don't really know, but all we know is that what she said from what I understand. His defense lawyers tirade her as a liar who tried to sway jurors through her tears to get Rose's fortune. She put on an acting job, for those of y'all who don't understand that.
I can relate.
And it didn't work. Now, my thing is this, and it's not I'm not going to say she lost, but she didn't win neither. Derrick Rose won. The ones that lost are the women out there who are actually going through this.
Preach to him.
These women that are going through this are scared, terrified to speak up. To speak up on what has happened to them for whatever reason that they hold deep within them.
This is deep.
And for this woman to do what she did, it puts a stain, a hurtful stain, on women out there that are actually going through this. Because if a woman comes up and decided to have the confidence to speak out, it's stuff like this that will be placed in people's minds and to say, oh, she lying. This stuff happens all the time. They say something to get a guy's fortune, an athlete, a movie star, whatever, and we're not going to believe it. But these women has actually been done this way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from somebody famous. It could be an ordinary guy, just like myself on the street. But it's happening, people. It's happening. Nonetheless, it's happening. And for what this woman did, I feel bad for the women out there that are really suffering from this and having to go through this and trying to find the courage and trying to find the way to be strong about it, to one day be able to talk about it, let alone be able to bring it to the limelight for justice to be served on their part. And those are the women out there that I feel bad for that lost. Because she didn't lose nothing. Because she didn't gain nothing.
You get nothing. You lose.
So, not going to mean anything to her. Before all of this is all said and done, she's going to move on with her life. Yeah, she's going to be mad about it. She's mad about it right now. She's going to be mad about it for a while. But nonetheless, as time going, he's going to move on with his life because the NBA season is starting. He's not going to forget it because it happened to him. Put him out there. But for her, she's going to forget about it too. Because after all, it's like she said before, she was mad. She was mad because he broke up with her. And this was her way to get back, to make this story up. So now the book is closed on the Derrick Rose rape allegation case with his friends. And now Derrick Rose can resume with his NBA career and continue to try to do what he can to help the New York Knicks make it to the playoffs, let alone try to win a world championship. This just in, Major League Baseball final. Cleveland has moved on to the World Series by defeating Toronto. We're going to talk a little bit about that in tomorrow's podcast and break that down to you as well. But once again, Cleveland has advanced to the World Series, beating Toronto. Congratulations, Indians. And that is your breaking news. Now over to the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys on the road, people. Yes, they are. They're 5-1. Stephen A is mad about it. I know he is. But that's on him. But all I can say is that they're on the road right now. All you Cowboys fans out there, Cowboy Nation, they're on the road right now. They're heading into the bye week. And people has been going back and forth about, okay, what's the deal with Tony Romo? Is he going to start after the bye week? Prescott on the bench? What's the deal here? Why would you want to bench Prescott when he's playing phenomenal football, getting the Cowboys in position to do what they do? But Romo's the veteran. He did lose his starting job. So it's only fitting that he comes back. But if he comes back, how the team chemistry is going to be on the offensive side of the football? Will they continue to play like they're playing for Prescott? Or will they go back into the funk like they've been playing up on the Romo? Well, we have the answer to that. Prescott will be the starter after the bye week. Jerry Jones has made a decision, and he said, quote, "We will start Romo if it is necessary," unquote. Which tells me that as long as Prescott is doing good and playing phenomenal football the way he's playing, Romo may not even come back this season.
What the hell is he talking about?
Come on, man.
Well, I wouldn't technically say come back this season. I'll take that back. But he will play like if the Cowboys is blowing them out. If the Cowboys got a big lead or a blowout lead, then Romo will come in for a couple of snaps to, to get himself right again, whatever. But other than that, that probably would be about it. So everybody can put to bed all this controversy about Romo, will he, won't he, Prescott, will he, won't he, all this old biz, put that to bed. Prescott is the guy. Jerry Jones is saying he won't start Romo until it's extremely necessary to do so. And there you have it. But also, too, Derek McFadden for the Cowboys saying that he's ready to play as well coming back from injury. So now you have added depth at the running game with McFadden. You got Dunbar, Ezekiel Elliott leading the NFL in rushing. Prescott also can be a runner himself. As well as Cole Beasley coming out of the backfield on them little swing things he does, being a runner himself. And Alfred Morris. I'm telling you, y'all, Cowboys is for real right now. And a lot of people don't like it. What they got going on so far going into the bye week, they got a 5-game winning streak after losing the first game of the season. Philadelphia lost a couple. Washington won a couple. Giants won a couple, or split, I should say. The NFC East is wide open for the Dallas Cowboys to just run away with it at this point. For the first time in many, many moons. So as the weeks continue on, we're going to see what's going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to see, as long as they keep winning, we're going to see what's going on with that. So congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys on winning their 5th in a row. Cowboy Nation, Cowboy fans, be proud of them. From here in the United States all the way abroad. Be proud of them. Because I know I am, because I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll tell you that right now. Going into this weekend's games, starting with tomorrow night, Thursday night. Thursday night football. You got the battle of the NFC Central Division between Chicago and Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers did not have a great game against the Cowboys. He's looking to bounce back against Chicago. Chicago travels to Green Bay. That's a Thursday night opener to open up the NFL weekend heading into Sunday. You got the Giants at LA. Los Angeles lost. You got the 0-5 Cleveland Browns. The Battle of Ohio. Can they finally get a victory where they face the Cincinnati Bengals? Washington, who came off a victory, they traveled to Detroit. Detroit came from behind and won their football game last week. The Raiders, who lost, they should bounce back to get a win against Jacksonville, who won. The Saints won also as well. They play Kansas City in Kansas City. Buffalo, Rex Ryan, he won 2 in a row. He's staying off that hot seat. He gets another test where he goes down to Miami and face the Miami Dolphins. Baltimore, they travel to the Jets. First place Minnesota of the NFC Central. They're looking to give Philadelphia their 3rd loss in a row. When they go to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Indianapolis, they travel to Tennessee, looking to get a victory out of that. But that's going to be a tough one there. The Chargers face the red-hot Atlanta Falcons. Matty Ice is doing his thing down in Atlanta. He's looking good for y'all on the fantasy picks. I'm telling y'all, keep sticking with him because he got San Diego. He should be phenomenal in that game. Tampa Bay, they travel to San Francisco, who right now, Chip Kelly, things ain't working out too well for him right now. Even though he started calling Kaepernick, everybody was excited about it, but still, nonetheless, San Francisco still lost that game. And with a loss to Tampa Bay, that probably will put Chip Kelly on the hot seat like it did in Philadelphia. New England, Tom Brady's back. He's doing his thing. That's going to be a good contest. They go to Pittsburgh. That's a 4:25 afternoon start. That should be a game to watch right there. In the afternoon. New England at Pittsburgh. And then in a Sunday night matinee, 8:30 p.m., you got the Seattle Seahawks, who are in first place in the West. They travel to Arizona. That's going to be a good matchup right there, too. And then Monday at 8:30, you got Houston and Denver. They're looking to rebound after losing last week where they faced the Houston Texans, who won. Man, after going all of that scheduling with everyone here, that's listening to the School Podcast Show. There's going to be some good games. There's some good games I'm looking at right here. Let me get a drink of water right quick. Man, whew. My sleeper team or my sleeper game that I'm looking through will be Seattle and Arizona. There it is. I said it. Sunday night, 8:30. Seattle and Arizona. I think that contest right there is going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a tough contest. I think it's going to be more of defense than offense. It depends on who controls the line of scrimmage, the battleground, as I should call it. And can Russell Wilson be able to be productive when he needs to scramble to avoid Arizona's defense? I'm picking Arizona to beat Seattle. There it is. I said it. Seattle at Arizona, 8:30 p.m. on Sunday night. Make sure you tune in and watch it. And that is my sleeper game for this weekend. For those of you who are playing fantasy football, here is your fantasy picks. Either sit them or start them for your Sunday and Thursday. You got Matt Ryan leading the way. He's a good choice. David Johnson at running back for Arizona. He's also another good choice. Matthew Stafford of Detroit. You might want to pick him. Andrew Luck. He could give you a little something. He's up there in the fantasy pick points. Big Ben. Hey, you can't go wrong with him. Drew Brees was red hot over that win last weekend. You might want to stick with him. For those of you who are picking Drew Brees. Derek Carr, he's up there as well. You might want to give him a shot. LaShawn McCoy, red hot. He's right behind Ezekiel Elliott in the rushing department for the NFL. Hey, you can't go wrong with him. And then speaking of Ezekiel Elliott, he's right there as well. You can pick him as well. Cam, with the loss, Carolina's 1-5. He's coming off that concussion. Do you want to start him? You want to sit him? I don't know. Choice is yours. Dak Prescott. Can't go wrong with him right now. He's a hot pick for your fantasy pick. Phillip Rivers, the San Diego Chargers, playing pretty good football right now. He's ranked at 12 on the fantasy pick. Number 13, Andy Dalton. Okay. You can't go wrong with him against Cleveland. So you might want to pick him as well for those of you who are playing Andy Dalton in your fantasy. Marcus Mariota, Tennessee 1. And we're going to throw DeMarco Murray up there as well. You might want to give them up. They rank 14th to 15th in the fantasy polls. Tyrod Taylor, he's doing his thing up there in Buffalo too. He's ranked 16th. Aaron Rodgers kind of fell a little bit on the rankings right now because he's not playing too well. But still, all in all, he's playing Chicago tomorrow night. So you might want to utilize him up in there. He might have a bounce back game up against that. Kirk Cousins, he's looking to rebound and do his thing because after all, they won 2 in a row. So you might want to. Julio Jones, can't go wrong with him. He's 19th. Melvin Gordon for the San Diego Chargers, he ranked 20th. Joe Flacco, Baltimore got to do something to turn things around. But if he's your guy, you go ahead and pick him anyway. Eli Manning, he's ranked number 22nd. You can't go wrong with him from time to time, but you can as well. But he's playing against L.A., so, hey, stick with him. Carlos Hyde is at home at Tampa Bay, ranked 23rd. He might give you a good performance. Jameis Winston is at San Francisco, and they are losing, so he's ranked 24th. You might want to utilize him. On that last list of 25 of the polls for your fantasy pick, Blake Bortles of Jacksonville. He's at home against Oakland, so that could be a question mark on whether or not you want to use him. And that is your fantasy top 25. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for listening to the School Podcast Show with your boy Sean Harris. And a special thank you to Samir Singh out of New Delhi, India. Thank you for liking, supporting, and keep following the Scoop Podcast Show as well as the Scoop Talk Show. And also I'd like to thank you, the listeners out there, for making the Scoop Podcast Show and the Scoop Talk Show what it is today. Because without you, this show or what I do wouldn't be possible. I would also like to give a special shout out to my sponsors, KSC Entertainment LLC. Thank you so much for your support. And don't forget, you can follow the show's Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/Scoop Talk Show, where you'll find articles, pictures, photos, videos, and much, much more. Also, you can find the Scoop Talk Show and me on Tumblr. You can also find me on Twitter at CEZAAR19, including YouTube. You can catch all my video articles and archives right there on YouTube up under Sean Harris. I'm out of here like the breeze through the trees, and when I'm gone, I'm taking all the leaves. Peace. Take care, and I'll see you next time.